Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, you beautiful people? It's 2:51 a.m. I'm on my way to the gym right now. I had a situation come up last night or over the weekend, and it had something to do with a friend. A misunderstanding with a friend, where the friend thought that I had said or done something to offend them. And this person was, I would say, a little bit closer than a friend because of the relationship that they had with our family. But what had been brewing was actually something that had obviously been building up over a period of time. And one day my wife, she inquires with this friend about an event we had coming up. And the friend on the other end says, essentially, I don't appreciate, how you failed to pour into this relationship, into this friendship. And my wife, she's kind of at a loss for words, doesn't know where this is coming from. And I say, well, I can understand that. Friendships, relationships need to be built on. They need to be invested into. You have to give time to them. Maybe you're not doing that. Maybe that's not the case. And I'm thinking that this is the issue, is that's really on the surface what's going on, is that there's not time being invested. So therefore, that's creating the separation or the issue with this particular friend. But then as more time starts going along, it's coming out it was something that I had said or something that I had did that had created this rift, but that wasn't the way it was portrayed. Not only that, it wasn't even delivered, as I would expect a friend to deliver it to you and say, hey, listen, this is my issue. This is what I'm feeling. This is my problem. This is where I'm at with this. Rather than saying that to me or my wife, they would relay it to a third party and then conceal the fact of that being the issue. So now I'm thinking about this, and I had to come to a conclusion in my mind and say, friend or not, in this world, I have an option. I have a choice. And I had to start playing out the scenario, no matter the importance of it. I had to play out the scenario based on the facts. And I had to say, can I deal with somebody who feels the need to talk to somebody else about an issue that is concerning me or my wife? Or is this the type of relationship I want to nourish and hope that the person changes? And it took me through a whole realm of different thoughts. And one of the thoughts were, when somebody shows you a part of them, they're showing you who they really are. So why would you ever think, one, that you can change that, two, that you want to try to change that? I'm not in the changing business. That's not my game. That's not what I do. I don't change people. I accept them for who they are, recognize for who they are, and then at that point, I decide on whether or not that's something I want to engage in. Not act dumb to the fact, not act like, hey, this isn't what's happening. And I was shocked because there was other things that were being said and things that were coming up that I felt were just so far left that I hadn't expected it. And I had to start thinking to myself, you can't fight to keep people in your life. And for some way, somehow, for some reason, people find their way out of your life. They find the door. They decide that they need to move in a different direction. And in my time on earth, I've recognized times when I tried to fight it and keep that momentum of what I thought was a strong relationship going under the cloak of darkness, under the cloak of a lie, just to come to a fact of it, just to come to the point of it and say, it was never real in the first place. It was never legitimate in the first place. The relationship wasn't built on solid ground. It wasn't built on something that was going to be outstanding in the long run. And I've learned to just let go. Not say I don't care, not disregard the person as a human being, not treat them as if there's something that I can't do if I was in a position to do something for them, but just to let it go and say, hey, maybe this ain't built on the kind of ground that I thought it was, and be okay with that. Because it's when you try to hold on to those relationships that you can see. It's giving you all the signs and symptoms of being dysfunctional, whether it's dysfunctional today or down the road, that the meeting of the minds isn't seeing eye to eye. And it's okay to just say, I let go. I release this. Because when you try to hold on to something that you know damn well, you can see that it ain't working, all you do is prolong an inevitable outcome. And as painful as it is, I have to believe that God allowed me to go through those prison sentences because I had a lot of people walk away from me. I had a lot of people not answer my calls. I had a lot of people not answering my letters. I had a lot of return to senders. I had a lot of disappointment. I had a lot of visits not show up. I had a long lot of years to understand that when shit ain't going the way you planned, you can't always go over the fence and try to fix it. Sometimes you got to be still, you got to accept that, and you got to get your emotions together and come and overcome whatever that is. Whatever it is. But trust this. If somebody shows you a side of them that you look in and say, what's, I'll tell you, like my pastor said, what kind of meat is this? What is this? Take it for what it is. Take it for what it is. And be okay with that. And say, hey, that's a dog. I'm not shopping for a dog. I'm shopping for a cat. And don't just pick the dog up because it's running around the streets. It looks like it needs a friend or a home or a meal. Keep looking until you find what it is that you want. And just be still.